Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that doesn't get the attention it truly deserves. The brilliance of smart women and how they think differently. Smart women don't simply follow the crowd. They lead with intuition, resilience, and clarity. They ask different questions, challenge the status quo, and dare to dream in spaces where silence is expected. What sets them apart isn't just intelligence, it's the way they choose to use it. They think strategically, not reactively. They know that power doesn't lie in loudness, but in precision. They take time to learn, to observe, to respond, not just react. While the world may try to measure them by traditional standards, smart women create their own metrics of success. Smart women embrace vulnerability as strength, not weakness. They are emotionally intelligent, reading the room, listening between the lines, and understanding that relationships matter just as much as results. They think long-term. Where others see obstacles, smart women spot opportunity. They don't ask, why me? But rather, what's the lesson? And how do I grow from this? They don't compete. They collaborate. They uplift other women, knowing that power multiplies when it's shared. And above all, smart women honor their authenticity. They know that fitting in isn't the goal, standing out with integrity is. So let's celebrate those who think differently. Let's become one of them, and let's raise the next generation to know that different doesn't mean wrong. It often means brilliant. One of the most defining qualities of a smart woman is her ability to think beyond societal expectations and cultural conditioning. From a young age, women are often subtly, or not so subtly, told who they should be, how they should behave, and what their limitations are. But smart women begin to see through those scripts. They learn to question what's presented as normal or acceptable, and they start redefining those concepts on their own terms. Thinking independently doesn't mean rejecting tradition for the sake of rebellion. It means examining it with critical eyes. Smart women ask, does this serve me? Does this align with my values? Who benefits if I stay silent? They don't internalize outdated beliefs about their worth being tied to appearance, obedience, or sacrifice. Instead, they begin shaping identities based on purpose, passion, and agency. They often stand alone in their opinions, not because they enjoy being contrarians, but because they're guided by conviction rather than consensus. Whether it's choosing an unconventional career, delaying marriage, speaking out against injustice, or taking leadership in a male-dominated space, smart women are willing to bear the discomfort that comes with non-conformity. They also understand that independence of thought isn't just about big decisions, it's in the everyday choices too. It's how they choose to spend their time, where they put their energy, whom they trust, and what they consume mentally. Independent thinkers curate their own narratives. They don't adopt beliefs just because they're popular, and they don't seek validation from every voice around them. This mindset can be isolating at times, especially in environments that resist change. But smart women recognize that growth rarely comes from comfort. They read, question, explore, and reflect constantly. They are mentally agile, not easily swayed by trends or peer pressure, and not afraid to change their minds when new information emerges. Their strength lies not in stubbornness, but in discernment. Emotional intelligence, often abbreviated as EQ, is a cornerstone of smart women's ability to navigate the world with resilience and precision. While intelligence in its traditional form is often measured by academic achievements or technical prowess, emotional intelligence reflects an individual's ability to understand, manage, and leverage emotions, both their own and those of others. Smart women recognize that mastering this skill is not just beneficial, but crucial to their success. At the heart of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, the ability to recognize and understand one's own emotions and how they impact thoughts and behavior. Smart women know their emotional triggers and are able to manage them in a way that doesn't cloud their judgment. Whether in moments of stress, excitement, or conflict, they pause and reflect before reacting. They take the time to check in with themselves, making sure that their actions are aligned with their long-term goals, rather than being driven by short-term impulses. But self-awareness isn't enough on its own. Emotional intelligence also involves self-regulation, the capacity to control or redirect disruptive emotions and impulses. Smart women are able to remain calm and composed in challenging situations, knowing that reactions rooted in frustration, anger, or anxiety rarely produce positive outcomes. Instead, they maintain a level-headed approach, especially when under pressure, and make decisions based on logic, compassion, and clarity. This ability to stay in control makes them not only effective leaders, but also empathetic peers and partners. Empathy is another core component of emotional intelligence, and it's an area where smart women truly shine. They don't just tune into their own emotions, but actively listen to and try to understand the feelings and perspectives of those around them. They can walk in other people's shoes, which gives them a deep insight into human behavior. Whether it's in the workplace, within friendships, or in romantic relationships, this ability to understand others' emotions strengthens their connections, fosters collaboration, and builds trust. What makes emotional intelligence even more powerful for smart women is their ability to use it strategically. They know that emotional awareness is a tool that can influence outcomes in subtle yet profound ways. In negotiations, they can read the room and adjust their approach based on the emotional dynamics at play. In leadership, they understand the motivations of their team members, empowering them by addressing needs on an emotional level as well as a professional one. By acknowledging the emotional climate and responding to it appropriately, smart women build environments where people feel seen, heard, and valued, which in turn drives success. Moreover, emotional intelligence helps smart women set boundaries that protect their emotional well-being. They know how to say boos, know when necessary, and communicate their needs without guilt or hesitation. They understand that personal energy is limited, and managing their emotional state is just as important as managing their time and resources. This skill also helps them avoid burnout, as they recognize the importance of self-care and emotional balance. By recognizing when to recharge and how to maintain their mental health, they ensure they can continue showing up as their best selves, both personally and professionally. Ultimately, emotional intelligence is not a passive trait. It's an active, evolving skill that smart women use to navigate the complexities of relationships, career challenges, and personal growth. It is their emotional intelligence that allows them to connect deeply with others, influence outcomes, and remain resilient in the face of adversity. One of the key attributes of smart women is their ability to think strategically, making decisions based on careful consideration rather than impulse. While many people may operate from a place of reaction, responding immediately to situations or emotions, smart women take a step back and assess the bigger picture. They recognize that quick reactions often lead to regret, while strategic thinking opens up opportunities for growth, influence, and success. Strategic thinking is not just about thinking long-term. It's about being proactive in every decision and anticipating how each choice will impact the future. Smart women have a unique ability to look ahead, considering potential outcomes, risks, and benefits before they act. This approach ensures that their actions are aligned with their goals and values, even when the path to success requires patience, persistence, and careful planning. Whether they're deciding on a career move, navigating a challenging project, or even managing personal relationships, they maintain a clear vision of where they want to go and make decisions that will bring them closer to their objectives. This ability to think strategically is rooted in mindfulness. Instead of letting their emotions dictate their choices, smart women take a moment to pause and reflect before responding. They ask themselves important questions. What do I want to achieve in this situation? What are my options? How will my actions affect others? This level of reflection gives them the clarity and insight needed to make decisions that are not only well thought out, but are also grounded in wisdom. It allows them to respond thoughtfully, taking all factors into account, rather than merely reacting based on immediate feelings or external pressures. In professional settings, this strategic mindset is particularly valuable. Smart women understand that the business world often moves fast, and the pressure to make quick decisions can be overwhelming. However, they know that speed does not equal effectiveness. Instead of rushing to make snap judgments, they take time to gather the necessary information, weigh different perspectives, and consult with trusted colleagues or mentors before taking action. They use their analytical skills to foresee potential challenges, identify opportunities for innovation, and prioritize what's truly important. This approach helps them navigate complex situations with a sense of purpose and direction, which ultimately sets them apart from others who may be simply reacting to circumstances without a clear plan. Furthermore, smart women are skilled at managing uncertainty. The ability to think strategically also means being comfortable with ambiguity and remaining composed in situations where the outcome is not clear. Rather than becoming flustered or overwhelmed by the unknown, they embrace the challenge of navigating through uncertainty with a calm and focused mindset. They view challenges as opportunities for growth, not obstacles to be avoided, and they use each experience as a chance to refine their strategies and improve their decision-making abilities. Strategic thinking also involves the ability to adapt. Life is unpredictable, and even the best laid plans can sometimes go awry. Smart women know that flexibility is key to overcoming setbacks. They are not rigid in their thinking, rather they are open to reevaluating their approach when new information or situations arise. This adaptability allows them to stay on course, even when faced with unexpected challenges, adjusting their strategies as needed without losing sight of their ultimate objectives. Moreover, this approach of responding rather than reacting helps smart women build stronger, more resilient relationships. They understand that how they respond to others, whether in personal or professional interactions, can have a lasting impact. By taking the time to listen empathize, and thoughtfully respond. They foster deeper trust and respect from those around them. This emotional intelligence, coupled with their strategic thinking, allows them to not only navigate complex relationships, but also influence them in a way that leads to more meaningful connections and collaborative successes. In summary, thinking strategically is more than just a skill. It's a mindset that enables smart women to approach challenges and opportunities with clarity, confidence, and a long-term perspective. By responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively, they create a space for deeper understanding, smarter decision-making, and sustained success. For many, failure is something to be avoided at all costs. It's seen as a reflection of one's shortcomings, or a sign that they aren't good enough. But smart women understand something fundamental. Failure is not an endpoint. It is a stepping stone, a necessary part of the learning and growth process. Embracing failure isn't about accepting defeat. It's about recognizing the lessons embedded within it, and using those lessons as a foundation for future success. Smart women are not afraid to fail, nor do they view failure as a personal indictment. Instead, they see it as a natural part of their journey. They understand that success rarely comes without setbacks, and the most accomplished people in the world have often failed more times than they've succeeded. What sets them apart is their attitude towards failure. They don't fear it. They welcome it as a teacher. By reframing failure in this way, smart women are able to maintain their motivation and resilience, even in the face of challenges that would cause others to give up. When a smart woman experiences failure, she takes the time to reflect and evaluate what went wrong. She doesn't dwell on blame or regret. Instead, she examines the situation with a clear, analytical mindset. What were the factors that led to the failure? Were there mistakes made in the planning process? Was there a lack of information or preparation? Were there external factors at play? These reflective questions help her gain valuable insights that she can apply in future endeavors. Moreover, this process of self-reflection is not just about identifying what went wrong. It's also about understanding what went right. Even in failure, there are often moments of success, areas where she made progress, learned new skills, or grew as a person. Smart women recognize these moments and take pride in them, knowing that progress isn't always linear. By focusing on the positive elements of a failed attempt, they reinforce their confidence and belief in their ability to overcome obstacles in the future. Additionally, smart women don't let failure define their self-worth. They know that failure is a moment, not an identity. It does not mean they are failures as individuals. This distinction is crucial because it allows them to separate their personal value from their achievements or setbacks. A failed project, for example, doesn't mean they are incapable. It simply means that the approach they took didn't work. This understanding empowers them to keep trying, experimenting with new ideas, and seeking better solutions without fear of being judged or labeled. They also know that failure is not always their fault. Sometimes, despite careful planning and hard work, circumstances beyond their control can lead to an outcome that wasn't anticipated. Smart women understand this and are able to separate their own actions from external factors, allowing them to maintain their sense of control. This awareness helps them keep a balanced perspective, not internalizing every failure as a personal flaw, but rather as a complex situation with multiple contributing factors. Even more importantly, smart women recognize that failure offers a unique opportunity for growth. When things don't go as planned, it creates a space to explore new approaches, adopt a different mindset, and push the boundaries of what they thought was possible. It forces them to step outside of their comfort zones, to take risks, and to try things they may not have considered before. In doing so, they build resilience, resourcefulness, and adaptability, all essential traits for long-term success. This embrace of failure also makes them better problem solvers. With each setback, they develop a stronger capacity for creative thinking and innovation. When they face a new challenge, they are less likely to fall into the same traps as before, because they learn to anticipate problems and troubleshoot them early. The experience of failing, learning and trying again strengthens their ability to think critically and strategize with greater precision. Finally, smart women understand the power of sharing their failures with others. They know that vulnerability can be a source of strength, not weakness. By being open about their struggles and setbacks, they create opportunities for others to learn from their experiences as well. This not only fosters a culture of openness and mutual support, but it also allows them to build stronger, more authentic relationships. In a world that often glorifies success and perfection, their willingness to discuss failure with honesty and humility is both refreshing and empowering. In essence, failure is not something smart women avoid, but rather something they lean into with a sense of curiosity and determination. They understand that it is an essential part of growth, and they know that every failure brings them one step closer to their ultimate goals. By embracing failure, they transform it from an obstacle into a powerful tool for personal and professional development. In a world where competition can sometimes feel like the only path to success, it's easy to forget that collaboration is a powerful force. Smart women, however, understand the importance of lifting others up, especially in environments where individual achievement is often celebrated above all else. They know that success is not a zero-sum game, and that empowering those around them doesn't diminish their own achievements, it amplifies them. One of the most profound ways smart women build others up is through mentorship. They recognize the value of sharing their knowledge, experience and wisdom with others. They don't hoard information or keep their strategies to themselves, but instead they take time to guide and support those who are seeking to grow. Whether it's a young colleague, a mentee, or someone in their personal life, smart women offer encouragement, share valuable insights, and give constructive feedback. By doing so, they not only help others succeed, but also create a ripple effect of growth, learning and empowerment. Smart women also understand that true leadership is not about having power over others, but about empowering others to rise to their full potential. They don't feel threatened by the success of others. In fact, they celebrate it. They know that by lifting others, they create an environment where everyone has the chance to thrive. When others succeed, it reflects positively on the team as a whole, and it strengthens the bonds of trust and collaboration. This kind of leadership is infectious. When one person leads with generosity, others are more likely to follow suit, creating a culture of mutual respect and shared success. In the workplace, this approach is especially important. Smart women don't subscribe to the crab-in-the-bucket mentality, where people are constantly trying to pull others down to make themselves look better. Instead, they actively create an atmosphere of support, where everyone is encouraged to reach their goals. Whether it's giving credit where credit is due, advocating for the achievements of others, or stepping aside to let others shine, smart women are consistently reinforcing the idea that everyone's success contributes to the success of the collective. Another way smart women build others up is by showing empathy and emotional support during challenging times. They understand that everyone goes through struggles, whether personal or professional, and they make it a point to offer comfort, encouragement, and a listening ear. By acknowledging the difficulties others face, they create a safe space for vulnerability and growth. They are quick to offer help, whether it's a kind word, a helping hand, or simply being present in someone's time of need. This empathy builds deep connections and fosters an environment where people feel valued and understood. Furthermore, smart women are not just about lifting others in a professional sense. They understand the importance of personal empowerment as well. They encourage self-love, self-confidence, and self-worth in the people around them, especially other women. They know that a woman's true strength lies not in comparison to others, but in her ability to trust and love herself. By reinforcing these messages, they help those around them build strong foundations of self-esteem and resilience. This focus on personal empowerment is not about creating competition. It's about fostering a community where everyone feels confident in their own worth and abilities. In social and professional settings, smart women actively challenge negative narratives and toxic behaviors. Instead of engaging in gossip or undermining others to elevate themselves, they choose to be a force of positivity. They redirect conversations that veer toward criticism or negativity, turning the focus to solutions, growth, and encouragement. They use their voice to advocate for fairness, inclusivity, and respect, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to be heard and valued. Additionally, building others up involves acknowledging their unique strengths and contributions. Smart women take the time to recognize and appreciate the talents, skills, and hard work of those around them. They are quick to celebrate the achievements of their peers, team members, and loved ones, often publicly acknowledging their successes. This not only boosts the morale of others, but also reinforces the idea that achievements should be celebrated collectively, not just individually. By offering genuine praise and gratitude, they create an environment where others feel motivated to continue striving for excellence. Lastly, smart women know that building others up extends beyond the professional realm and into their personal lives as well. Whether it's offering emotional support to a friend, providing a listening ear to a family member, or helping someone navigate difficult circumstances, they show up for the people in their lives in meaningful ways. They know that relationships are a two-way street, and by lifting others up, they strengthen the bonds that hold their personal connections together. Their generosity of spirit creates a network of support and trust, where everyone feels encouraged to be their best self. In essence, smart women recognize that the true measure of success is not found in individual accomplishments, but in the collective success of everyone around them. By choosing to build others up instead of tearing them down, they create environments of collaboration, respect, and growth. Through mentorship, empathy, encouragement, and celebration of others' strengths, they lay the foundation for a more supportive and empowering world, where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Authenticity is a powerful trait,
one that many strive to achieve but few are able to maintain in a world full of pressures to conform. Smart women, however, not only embrace their authentic selves, they celebrate it. In every aspect of their lives, they remain true to who they are, regardless of the expectations placed on them by society, family, or even peers. To them, authenticity is not just a choice, it is a cornerstone of personal power and fulfillment. From a young age, women are often taught to fit into certain molds, whether it's the ideal image of beauty, behavior, or success. These societal pressures can make it difficult to stay true to oneself, especially in environments that value conformity over individuality. However, smart women have learned the importance of rejecting these external definitions and crafting their own standards of beauty, success, and happiness. They know that real power comes from standing in their own truth, without trying to appease others or fulfill unrealistic expectations. Instead of spending energy on trying to fit into someone else's version of perfection, they choose to redefine what it means to live authentically, and they encourage others to do the same. This commitment to authenticity means that smart women are not afraid to show their imperfections. They understand that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. Whether it's admitting when they don't know something, acknowledging a mistake, or sharing a personal struggle, they are comfortable in their vulnerability. They know that it is through being open and honest about their experiences, both the successes and the setbacks, that they connect with others on a deeper level. In a world that often values perfection, they offer a refreshing perspective. It's okay to not be perfect. What matters is being real. Moreover, staying authentic means aligning their values with their actions. Smart women don't just talk about what they believe in, they live it. Whether it's their commitment to honesty, equality, kindness, or justice, they make sure their actions reflect their core beliefs. They are unwavering in their principles, and don't bend them to gain approval or avoid discomfort. This authenticity is contagious and inspires others to live by their values as well, creating a ripple effect of integrity and sincerity. Furthermore, smart women know that authenticity isn't about being rigid or unwilling to evolve. It's about staying true to one's core identity while being open to growth. They embrace change and are willing to explore new ideas, but they do so without compromising their values or integrity. They understand that personal growth comes from a place of self-acceptance, and it's only by staying true to themselves that they can grow in meaningful ways. This mindset allows them to move through life with confidence and clarity, knowing that every step they take is in alignment with who they truly are. In the workplace, this authenticity gives them the courage to lead in ways that feel right to them. They do not feel the need to conform to the traditional image of leadership that society often promotes, one that can be cold, domineering, and impersonal. Instead, they lead with empathy, transparency, and authenticity. They create environments where others feel encouraged to bring their true selves to the table as well. In doing so, they foster innovation, creativity, and collaboration, all of which thrive when people are free to be themselves. The beauty of being unapologetically authentic is that it empowers others to do the same. When smart women show up fully as themselves, they give permission to others to do the same. They become role models for embracing individuality, and in doing so they challenge societal norms that place value on conformity. They know that the more authentic people are in their personal and professional lives, the more they can contribute to the world in meaningful ways. Authenticity, they believe, is a source of true power, and it's a power that grows exponentially when shared with others. Lastly, staying authentic means rejecting the pressure to constantly perform or seek validation from others. Smart women understand that their worth is not determined by how others perceive them, or by how many accolades they receive. They measure their success by their own standards, and take pride in the fact that they remain true to their values and desires. This level of self-assurance and self-acceptance is rare, but it is one of the most powerful tools they have. It allows them to navigate the complexities of life with a sense of peace and purpose, knowing that they are not living for the approval of others, but for the fulfillment of their own journey. In a world that often rewards surface-level appearances and masks of perfection, smart women choose to live authentically. They understand that true strength comes from being unapologetically themselves, from standing firm in their values, and from embracing their uniqueness. They know that authenticity is not just a way of living, it is a way of leading, connecting and inspiring those around them. In conclusion, the journey of smart women is not defined by their ability to conform to society's standards, or by the accolades they receive, but by their unwavering commitment to authenticity, resilience, and the empowerment of others. They think differently, not because they aim to stand apart, but because they understand the power of their unique perspectives, their emotional intelligence, and their ability to create meaningful change. By embracing failure, supporting those around them, and staying true to themselves, smart women pave the way for a world where individual strengths are celebrated, and collaboration is valued over competition. They redefine success, not through personal gain alone, but by lifting others as they rise, fostering a space where every voice is heard, every contribution is valued, and every person can thrive. So let us celebrate and learn from these incredible women who have shown us that thinking differently is not a weakness, but a strength. Let us be inspired by their authenticity, their strategic thinking, and their courage to embrace all that makes them who they are. After all, it is only by thinking differently that we can create a world that is more inclusive, more empathetic, and more aligned with the truth of who we are. Thank you.